Today we have another awesome round of 55 random facts that will blow your mind. The kiwi is one of a kind. It's the only bird with nostrils at the tip of its beak, helping it sniff out dinner in the dirt. Multiply 9 by any number, add the digits of the result, and you'll always end up with 9. Stridulation? It's how many insects like crickets make noise, by rubbing their wings or legs together to chirp, buzz, or call for mates. The Coleoptera order, which includes beetles, is the largest group of insects, with over 400,000 known species. Beetles make up nearly 40% of all insect species and are found in almost every habitat on Earth. Their hard exoskeleton and wing covers, elytra, help protect them, contributing to their evolutionary success. The jet d'eau in Lake Geneva shoots water 140 meters or 460 feet into the air with a staggering 8 tons of water suspended at any moment. It's a breathtaking sight and a marvel of engineering. A single cottonwood tree can unleash 40 million seeds in a season, each carried by the wind on fluffy fibers. They can travel miles and float for hours. Storks are famously quiet birds, with an underdeveloped syrinx that limits their vocal range. Instead of songs, they communicate through hisses, grunts, and rhythmic bill clattering, unique and subtle compared to other birds. Eagles and many other birds of prey have exceptional vision that extends into the ultraviolet UV spectrum. This allows them to detect UV reflective substances, like the urine trails of small mammals, which stand out against the ground. This gives them a huge advantage when hunting. The word lens comes from the Latin for lentil because early lenses were shaped like the flat, round seeds, a small but tasty bit of etymology. Let's shake things up. Green, black, red, and white peppercorns all come from the same plant, Piper nigrum. Green ones are fresh, black ones are dried green ones, and white ones? Just black peppercorns with the outer layer removed, and red peppercorns can refer to the ripe berries. But here's the twist. Pink peppercorns aren't even real pepper. They're actually berries from the Brazilian pepper tree, Chinus terebinthifolius, a completely different plant. These plants, to figure out a fish's age, scientists count growth rings on its scales or otoliths, ear bones. Like tree rings, these layers reveal the fish's life story, 1 year at a time. Sharks and rays lack otoliths, so their age is determined by counting the growth rings formed on the vertebra or by counting growth bands on the fin spine. The word hormone comes from the Greek hormone, meaning to set in motion. It perfectly describes these chemical messengers that travel through the body, activating and regulating distant organs. An endorheic lake is a closed basin with no outlet, often turning saline as water evaporates. The Caspian Sea, the largest of its kind, covers 371,000 square kilometers, 143,000 square miles, and is bordered by 5 countries. Elephants go through 6 sets of molars in their lifetime. When the last set wears out, usually by age 60 to 70, they can no longer chew, a key factor in the end of their natural life. About 30% of people allergic to latex also react to avocados, thanks to proteins that are structurally similar to those found in certain fruits and vegetables. This latex fruit syndrome can extend to other foods like chestnuts, kiwis, bananas, and even potatoes, making life tricky for those with latex allergies. Blackjack, the world's most popular casino game, evolved from the French 21, 21. The name blackjack came from a U.S. promotion in the early 1900s where a hand with the ace of spades and a black jack paid extra. Mars's moons, Phobos and Deimos, are small, potato-shaped, and likely captured asteroids. Named for fear and terror, they orbit the planet named after the Roman god of war, a perfect trio. The Congo River is a huge natural barrier that's shaped where chimps and gorillas live. Gorillas stick to the north, split into western and eastern groups, while chimps mostly stay north too, though some have made it south over time. The bonobo is only found exclusively south of the Congo River in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This separation by the Congo River has contributed to the evolutionary divergence between chimps and bonobos. 9-banded armadillos are one of the few animals known to carry leprosy, Hansen's disease. Their lower body temperature, around 89 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 to 35 degrees Celsius, makes them ideal hosts for the bacteria Mycobacterium leprae. While transmission to humans is rare, it can occur through prolonged contact or handling. Fortunately, leprosy is highly treatable with modern antibiotics. Humans have over 600 muscles, making up roughly 35 to 40% of our body weight. These muscles power everything from running to breathing, proving just how vital they are. The Indo-European language family is the world's largest, with 46% of people speaking one of its languages. It includes most European tongues, as well as Hindi, Farsi, and many others, all tracing back to a common ancient root. Basque or Euskara is a linguistic enigma, unrelated to any other language family, including Indo-European. Spoken by 750,000 people in Spain and France, it's one of Europe's oldest and most unique tongues. Termite queens are incredibly prolific egg layers, capable of producing up to 36,000 eggs per day in some species. Over their lifetime, which can span decades, they can lay millions of eggs, ensuring the survival and expansion of their colonies. The beluga sturgeon is a true giant of freshwater, growing up to 24 feet 7 meters long and weighing 2,500 pounds 1,100 kilograms. Found only in the Caspian and Black Sea basins, these colossal fish are critically endangered due to overfishing. An astronaut's spacesuit weighs a hefty 280 pounds 27 kilograms on Earth, but in space, it's weightless. Still, maneuvering in it is no easy task, thanks to its bulky, life-saving design. You can't make a proper cup of tea on Mount Everest. At that height, water boils at just 68 degrees Celsius or way too cool to brew a decent cup. The Portuguese are the largest immigrant group in Luxembourg, making up about 14.5% of the population. Their migration began in the late 1960s and 1970s, driven by economic opportunities and formalized through a labor agreement between Portugal and Luxembourg in 1970. Termite mounds have been around for ages. Some fossilized ones in Namibia date back 220 million years. Others from the Miocene epoch, like those in Brazil, show these tiny architects have been shaping Earth for millennia. Komodo dragons are eating machines. They can eat down 80% of their weight in one go. This is due to their expandable stomachs and flexible jaws. Also, this ability to eat so much at once is a survival adaptation. Komodo dragons often go long periods without food, so when they have the chance, they maximize their intake. Camilo Golgi changed biology with his nerve cell stain, revealing brain connections in stunning detail. He also discovered the Golgi apparatus in 1897, a crucial cell organelle involved in processing and packaging proteins, earning him a Nobel Prize. Scottish chemist William Ramsay rocked science by discovering argon in 1894, then neon, krypton, and xenon by 1898. He also isolated helium for the first time, snagging a Nobel Prize for his noble gas breakthroughs. Smithsonite, a dazzling zinc carbonate mineral, comes in stunning blues, greens, and pinks, named after James Smithson, founder of the Smithsonian Institution. Marcello Malpighi, a 17th-century Italian scientist, is often called the father of histology. Using early microscopes, he made groundbreaking discoveries like capillaries, filling in the gaps of how blood circulates, and was the first to describe red blood cells. His work laid the foundation for modern anatomy and physiology, changing how we see the human body. MRI scanners started as NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance machines, but the nuclear part was dropped to avoid scaring people. Now they're known as MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, same tech, friendlier name. Vegemite, Australia's iconic sandwich spread, is made from brewer's yeast extract, a byproduct of beer production, mixed with veggies, salt, and spices. It's not just beer leftovers, but a carefully crafted vitamin-rich paste. Orbiting Earth at 17,500 miles per hour, or 28,000 kilometers per hour, astronauts on the ISS see 16 sunrises and sunsets every 24 hours. Talk about a whirlwind tour of the planet. Louis Agassiz is known for his work in natural history, particularly in glaciology and ichthyology, the study of fish, but also pushed some seriously harmful racist ideas. a complex and very problematic figure from science history. Robert Koch cracked the code on deadly diseases, pinpointing the bacteria behind cholera, tuberculosis, and anthrax. His methods and Koch's postulates were highly influential in the development of microbiology, and yes, you guessed it right, another well-earned Nobel Prize. Colombia is the only country in South America that borders both the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Science confirms it. Hearing half a conversation, like a phone call, is way more distracting than a full chat. Your brain works overtime to fill in the gaps, making it harder to focus. The liver has two blood supplies. The hepatic artery keeps it alive, while the hepatic portal vein delivers nutrients from the gut. It sorts through everything, deciding what the body needs and what to filter out. A true multitasker. A thirsty camel can gulp down 200 liters or 53 gallons of water in just a few minutes. Rhinidophobia is the fear of frogs and toads. Women's hearts beat a bit faster than men's, roughly 8 to 10 more times a minute. This difference is attributed to several factors, including smaller heart size in women, hormonal differences, and body composition. Women are more prone to osteoporosis because their estrogen levels drop sharply after menopause, directly impacting bone density. In men, estrogen, produced from testosterone, declines more slowly, offering some protection against rapid bone loss. The scientific name for the big toe, Hallux, sounds like something straight out of a wizard's spellbook. That's why a bunion is medically called Hallux valgus. 85% of Russia's population lives west of the Ural Mountains, in the European part of the country, leaving the vast Siberian east largely empty. The Arctic fox is Iceland's only native land mammal, having roamed the island since the Ice Age. All other land mammals were brought by humans. Arctic foxes swap their snow-white winter fur for a gray-brown summer coat around June, blending seamlessly with the changing tundra. Lake Balkhash in Kazakhstan is a natural oddity. Its western half is freshwater, while its eastern half is salty, separated by a narrow strait. Cuba stands out in the Caribbean as the only country with a regular railway system, a legacy of its 19th century sugar industry that still runs today. The proboscis monkey, with its iconic long nose, is a skilled swimmer, diving underwater for several minutes to escape predators in Borneo's mangroves. It's one of the few primates built for the water. The name brandy comes from the Dutch brandewijn, meaning burnt wine, a nod to the distillation process that transforms wine into this rich, flavorful spirit. Ever wonder why people look better after a few drinks? A 2012 study found that alcohol makes it harder to notice facial asymmetry, so everyone seems more attractive. Tonic water can glow under UV light thanks to quinine, its core ingredient. A quick way to spot the difference between moths and butterflies is to watch how they rest. Moths usually keep their wings open flat, while butterflies fold theirs vertically. But as with nature, there are always exceptions. The Cleopatra we all know was actually Cleopatra II. Yep, the 7th ruler with that name in her dynasty. Want to test your brain power? Head to my community tab for a daily quiz that'll challenge everything you know. Use the QR code or tap the pinned comment below to jump right in. Let's see how smart you really are. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this.